आगे फौज वाले ने टार्च मारा जब देखा तो वो immigration rules and regulations.
Pakistan, a developing country of more than 160 million, is a region rich in natural resources, showing an almost steady growth in GDP. But it still lags behind in terms of human development and poverty reduction. The lack of opportunity has been one of the most important factors for migration to Europe and other destinations. As a result, there are over 800,000 people of Pakistani origin now living and working in the UK. Over 1 million Pakistanis work in Saudi Arabia and another 200,000 in the United States of America. Now there is a clear and well-defined system of managed migration to the UK. People from all over Pakistan apply for various categories of visa to the British High Commission, from visit and student visas to settle in the UK permanently. The British High Commission in Islamabad is running the biggest and busiest UK visa section in the world to accommodate as many applicants as possible, according to the UK immigration rules. Life in the UK provides a lot of opportunities for a migrant who fulfills the entire requirement. Obtaining a genuine visa to the UK is actually very simple. All the information applicants need, including the visa application form, can be downloaded from the website www.ukvacpk.com. Once the application form has been completed and all the original and authentic documents have been compiled, applicants can submit their papers at any of the 4 visa application centers in Lahore, Karachi, Islamabad, and Mirpur. Biometric finger scans are also taken to identify each applicant. Within a short period of time, if the applicant qualifies, they will receive their visa and can start planning their trip to the UK. The UK is one of the most popular destinations for education in the world. An education in the UK equips students with unparalleled academic and professional skills and augments their personal development with an unforgettable cultural experience.
What we're trying to do is encourage people legally to come into the country, but take action against people who are trying to come in illegally.
There are hundreds of success stories of Pakistani students who have come to the UK for further education and have also worked part-time within the visa regulations to support themselves. Javad's experience after graduating has been fulfilling.
मेरा 2 साल में MBA हो गया था. असाइनमेंट्स वगैरह कंप्लीट करने के बाद मैंने कोशिश की है HSMP के लिए अपनी डिग्री के बेस पे, तो फॉर्चुनेटली जो मुझे मिल गया. यहाँ पे मैं सिक्योरिटी सुपरवाइज़र हूँ. होंडा का हेड ऑफिस है जो यूरोप के लिए.
Adil Wali Mohammed came to the UK to complete his master's in business administration. He works alongside his studies and has secured a good job after he graduates.
स्टार्ट में जब बैचलर कर रहा था तो बैचलर की फीस तो मैं ऑब्वियसली घर से लेके आया था, अब्बू से लेके आया था. उसके बाद जब MBA स्टार्ट किया तो गिव एंड टेक इनके स्टडी भी कर रहा था. इनके 3 दिन स्टडी किया करता था, बाकी 2-3 दिन काम किया करता था. चैरिटी है FWA, इनके साथ मैं वर्क कर रहा हूँ. तमाम जो होते हैं डिसेबल बच्चे होते हैं उनके साथ हम लोगों ने वर्क करना होता है। आफ्टर जब मेरा MBA कंप्लीट हो जाएगा तो मुझे इसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में एज एडमिन ऑफिसर प्रमोट कर देंगे।
Yasir Awan has completed his MBA and wants to come back to Pakistan.
2000 पाउंड एडमिशन फ़ी दी यहाँ यूनिवर्सिटी के लिए, और उसके बाद फिर पाकिस्तान में फेडेक्स के थ्रू जब अप्लाई किया तो फेडेक्स की फ़ीस कोई 11 से 12 हज़ार रुपीस वो दिए, और ये सारा प्रोसेस होने में कोई 1.5 महीना लगा। वीज़ा मिल गया। उसके बाद इंशाल्लाह अपने मुल्क वापस जाएंगे और वहाँ रह करके कुछ करेंगे।
Not all immigrants follow the legal procedures for migration to the chosen destination. When there are little or no chance of lawful migration, the aspirants sometimes resort to the illegal channels and shortcuts. In general, people have been crossing over the borders to European countries, traveling on traditional routes, from Iran and Turkey to Greece and Italy, and onward to the UK. Illegal immigrants are people who have high hopes of hitting the jackpot as soon as they land in Europe. Mostly belonging to lower social classes, most of the time they are uneducated and unskilled. Immigration to the UK has many dimensions. There are many push and pull factors that are the reasons for the drive for illegal immigration. The path is untraveled and the future uncertain. Yet, the allure of the United Kingdom proves irresistible for many. It is pulling a large number of young men and women in Pakistan to migrate there in search of a better, more prosperous life. Illegal immigration from Pakistan to the UK is different from illegal immigration to other countries like Turkey, Greece, or the Gulf states. Director General, Federal Investigation Agency, Tariq Pervez explains the difference.
When they travel from Pakistan to UK, they mostly go by air and they travel by valid documents. Once they reach UK, then they overstay the period of visa and become illegal. And then some of them are arrested and sent back to Pakistan.
Not everyone who wants to travel to Britain is eligible to obtain a valid UK visa. When there is no chance of getting even a limited time visit visa, the next choice is obtaining it by submitting forged documents and false identities to the High Commission. Quite often, self-styled immigration consultants and agents charge extortionate amounts of money to prepare forged documents like bank statements, educational diplomas, and employment records, which may fulfill the requirements of the British High Commission for granting visa. Additional Director Akbar Hoti tells how people are willing to risk all they have and more to pay the agents who might help them reach UK.
Going to UK, it is from 15 lakhs to 18 lakhs they pay the agent, in which he gets the passport made, in which he gets the ticket done, in which he is promised that he'll be landing in UK. What they do is they sacrifice everything. They sell their property, whatever they have, they sell that and go there. And they don't make it even. Very few make it.
But the forged documents are often detected at the visa section of the High Commission, where these are meticulously scrutinized. If anybody submits false documents or gives false information in their visa application, they will be prosecuted and all future applications will be refused for up to 10 years. Applicants can face large fines and could even go to prison. Vikas is one of those students who tried to cheat the system, but found out the hard way that it was impossible.
I didn't have any clue how I can go to British or country or to go to for study for high studies, and I just only know about IELTS and my education documents. These are all good. And when he said to me that okay, this is your bank statement, it's also recommended. You also need this kind of. I said I don't have any bank statement. He said okay, I'll provide you bank statement and it'll cost around 20 or 25,000. Yes, he provided me sound footing that okay, listen and take this guarantee provided by my relative, and this written is that this guarantee or this bank statement is given to Roots Educational Consultant only for British visa. And he told me okay, listen this, take this, and then I accepted it. I believed on the consultant, and whatever he said, I believe on it.
Many get caught before even embarking on the journey. The FIA in Pakistan is the agency working closely with the British High Commission to ensure stricter border controls.
The FIA and the British High Commission here and exchange information which is relevant to the control of illegal immigration.
There are others who get forged visas and stolen passport books, bypassing the High Commission, little realizing that in the presence of the newly installed Pisces systems at the airports, it has now become virtually impossible to get away. Literally everyone carrying forged documents gets caught.
What we have to do is to focus on our airports and improve our exit control. For that, what we have done is that we have installed forgery detection machines at some of the airports, and particularly Islamabad. And then secondly, we have started the machine readable passports, which are very difficult to forge.
People from Mirpur, Dudyal and Kotli have been going to the UK for decades. People from this region in Azad Jammu Kashmir have traditionally settled in Manchester, Bradford and Leeds. Initially, the expatriate Pakistanis worked in the mines or textile industry, but later they established their own businesses, mostly small shops and restaurants. It is because of the success stories of these people that most immigrants think that they too would be successful immediately, little realizing that times have changed. Now, without proper education and skills and other prerequisites, they would not qualify for migration to the UK. There are still those that opt for the most treacherous and extremely risky journey by land routes across Pakistan's western borders to Iran and Turkey, and finally entering Europe through Greece. Many lose their lives and limbs along the journey, and most get caught. They are held in detention centers and deported back to Pakistan, most in very poor health. The dream shattered. Nothing left but humiliation, pain, regrets, and of course, debts to be paid back. Mohammed Shehzad relates his painful experiences on the land journey through Iran and Turkey.
फिर उन्होंने ट्रक पे बिठाया, छोटा सा ट्रक होता है, उसमें 100 150 बंदा बैठ के जाता है, ऊपर से खुला हुआ ना हो तो फिर तो मार जाए अंदर, बड़ी मुश्किल से अंदर बैठते हैं ना, टांगें फंसी हुई होती हैं, हिल नहीं बना सकता, ये हालत होती है। इस चौकी पे वो क्रॉस नहीं करने देते, वहाँ से फिर पैदल, अगर यहाँ पे चौकी है ना तो यहाँ पे उतारेंगे, इधर से पैदल इस तरह आएंगे।
The hardships didn't end there.
चौकियाँ क्रॉस करवाते हैं तो वो फिर ज़ाहिर बात है, पहाड़ बहुत बड़े बड़े हैं, उधर पहाड़ों पे चढ़ के चौकियाँ क्रॉस होनी है। बिल्कुल स्ट्रेट पहाड़ी थी, स्ट्रेट बिल्कुल। मसलन कि इस तरह होती है ना, बंदा चढ़ सकता है, इस तरह पहाड़ी होती, इस तरह झाड़ियाँ नहीं होती कांटों वाली, इस तरह झाड़ियाँ होती, तो रास्ते में फिर बंदे मार जाते हैं।
It is a story that rings all too familiar. Most immigrants must pass through the safe houses along the way. Though, according to Mohammed Vahid, an unskilled laborer from Azad Kashmir, the experience is far from being safe.
हमने बहुत ही मुसीबतें देखी हैं, उसमें बहुत दुख ही देखे हैं। पानी नहीं, खाना नहीं, कुछ चीज़ नहीं। एक सेफ होती है बड़ी जी, उसमें अफगानी लादा कर दिए जाते हैं, पाकिस्तानी लादा और इराकी लादा। कई आदमी मरते हैं, वो टैंकर उठाते नहीं हैं कि ऐसा कमरा होता है 400 आदमी होता है। कोई आदमी पागल हो गया है, कोई आदमी उधर फौत हो गया है, कोई क्या हो गया, बहुत ही जुल्म होता है उधर इस्तांबुल में। वो अपने पाकिस्तानी जुल्म करते हैं अपने लोगों से।
Mohammed Vahid and his fellow travelers were eventually caught and had to face a lengthy period of detention. After 4 months, his family sent his ticket and he was eventually deported to Pakistan.
They come with bullet wounds at times. They come with frost bites or chopped off feet. They go through these rigors. They are made to walk barefoot on cold ice.
Sabir Hussain of Bhimber AJK barely escaped with his life after being fired at by Greek security personnel at the Turkey-Greece border.
4 घंटे हम रात को फिर सफ़र किया समुद्र के ऊपर जाने के लिए। 4 घंटे वो चल के हम जब आप समुद्र के नज़दीक पहुँचे हैं तो वहाँ पे फ़ौज का कैंप है। वो जो ग्रीकी है वो डायरेक्ट कैंप के ऊपर लेके गया हम लोगों को, वो पॉइंट की तरफ नहीं लेके गया है। आगे फ़ौज वाले ने टार्च मारा, जब देखा था वो आदमी है, वो उसने फायरिंग शुरू कर दिया।
According to the UK border agency officials, there are tens of thousands of illegal immigrants from Pakistan in the UK. Most of them have arrived by air on visit visas and overstayed. Some of them have crossed over from France. Britain, with its beautiful landscape, well-planned cities, bustling markets, and endless opportunities, must seem like a paradise on earth. But for someone without legal status, without documents, and without a valid visa, the illegal immigrant, this paradise is beyond their reach. Lord Nazir Ahmed has been dealing with the immigration issue for decades. He strongly discourages any attempt for illegal immigration to UK.
For illegal immigrants, this is not a nice place because we have toughened our immigration rules and regulations year after year. And right now, those people who are illegal immigrants, they cannot get any help or assistance. They have to hide. They don't even get the minimum wage, which is like basic living wage, if you like, of nearly £5 per hour. And most of these asylum seekers or illegal immigrants, they're working for less than half of that, for about £2 or £1.50 per hour. And they're working very long hours, and the employers actually abuse them all the time. And frankly, their living standard is so poor. They're sharing rooms, they're sharing house. There may be 6-10 people living in one house, and the life standard is not very good at all.
Very often, qualified workers who choose to circumvent the rules also find that they can't get far. All they find is very menial work, says Brian Pollett of Border Immigration Agency.
It's very menial work. It's, again, work that nobody else really wants to do. So it would be cleaning work in often fairly poor conditions. It can involve people in prostitution, it can lead people into other illegal activities as well. So clearly there is not money to be made from the informal economy, if you like, of this country. Ideally, the people I think are looking to send money back to friends and relatives, but I think simply the cost of living in this country, that swallows up any money that people can actually make.
Yasir Raza of Kasur had a diploma in hardware engineering, but he wasn't happy with his job in Dubai. Shehzad's choice destination was UK, and he wanted to get there at any cost.
हार्ड लाइफ है यहाँ पे, जो वहाँ पे नहीं कर सकते, जो नहीं करना चाहते वो यहाँ पे करते हैं। सिर्फ वजह है कि ये वहाँ की जो माशी हालत है वो बेहतर नहीं है। यहाँ पे लोग हर कुछ करने को तैयार हो जाते हैं। जो एजेंट को पैसा देगा तो वो तो ख़त्म है, उनका तो बेचारा कुछ भी नहीं है। वो तो ऐसा है कि ना आगे ना पीछे।
Taha Zafar's case is perhaps one of the most unfortunate. He came on a valid visa, but was shocked to discover that the university he had applied to existed only on paper. Dejected and penniless,
हम लोग सर्च करते हैं पाकिस्तान से कॉलेजेस जो ये दिखाते हैं कि कम फीस है और लेकिन इतने अच्छे आपको दे रहे होते हैं वो सर्विसेज, वो इन रियलिटी वो सारा फेक होता है। जब यहाँ पहुँचते हैं तो यहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं होता है। वो एक छोटा सा कमरे की जो एक क्या नाम है एक यूनिवर्सिटी होती है जो कुछ भी नहीं कराती है, सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक नाम की यूनिवर्सिटी होती है जिससे वो लोग पैसा कमाते हैं और कुछ भी नहीं करते।
There is, however, an easy way to find out about the authenticity of the institution one is applying for. The UK's Department for Innovation, Universities and Skills website, www.dfes.gov.uk/recognized UK degrees, lists all the universities and colleges that are able to offer degrees recognized in the UK. Any institutions not on these lists are not offering recognized UK qualifications. It doesn't take the immigrants very long to realize the gravity of the situation. Mounting debts and frantic phone calls from home to find out how are you getting on, inquiries about the money that was about to be rolling soon. This has a snowball effect, which can be very demoralizing. Life in the UK is tough. You have to find work in order to survive. It is also very expensive. Finding an inexpensive, decent place to live, virtually impossible. The illegal immigrant is in constant fear of being caught. He runs but cannot hide.
I know that the immigration authorities and the police are working on a regular basis, and they visit many restaurants, many businesses, and that's where they usually catch them, and then they put them in these detention centers. We have people who are illegal immigrants and who are staying in detention centers for over a year, and their situation in there is really, really bad.
Jobs are not easy to find without proper visa status. Those available are limited. The diaspora forms the informal economy, which provides limited job opportunity. Most end up working in restaurants, meat shops, or small stores.
There is an informal economy, and that's something that the government is trying to crack down upon, because an informal economy carries risks for everybody. People will be working without proper consideration for their health and safety. They'll be paid appallingly low wages, and there will be no security for them at all. The other risk as well is that if they are living on the fringes of society, they don't have a legal standing here.
Rana has been working in the same restaurant for 5 years. He has almost lost the count of days, months, and years. He has a wife and 5 children, but he has not seen them for 8 years because he is an illegal immigrant from Pakistan who had come to London in 1999, and now he is stuck here.
ये एक मीठी जेल है, तो जो अनलीगल है, तो वो जा ही नहीं सकता कि उसके पास इतना पैसा ही कभी नहीं हो सकता कि वो वापस जाए पाकिस्तान जाए कारोबार करे.
Said Akhtar ran a successful public call office business in Lahore, but greed for becoming rich overnight ruined everything.
बीवी ने मुझे बहुत मना किया, मेरे साथ बहुत झगड़ा भी किया मेरी बीवी ने, तो लड़कर चली भी गई थी. वो कहती भी आप ना जाएं, हम चलो कोई बात नहीं है, आप इधर ही हम गुजारा करते हैं. तो मैंने एक भी ना सुनी इसकी, और मैंने ये जो ना ये कदम उठा लिया. और लंदन में इतना मैं यानी कि कभी कहीं होटल पर लगता था, कभी कुछ करता था, मैं आपको बता नहीं सकता. यानी कि इधर मैं कैसे अपनी ज़िंदगी जो है ना मैं यानी कि 2 साल कैसे गुजारी. 1.5-2 साल हो गए मुझे ऐसे में ख़राब हो रहा हूँ, ऐसे ख़राब हो रहा हूँ.
Kashif, an information and computer sciences graduate, also thought he could take a shortcut to success, but like many others, ended up with menial work.
6 महीने तो मुझे बहुत ही मुश्किल, मुझे कोई जॉब नहीं थी, कोई करने कुछ नहीं था. तो उस वक्त मुझे ख्याल आया कि मैंने बहुत बड़ी गलती की है कि अपना सारा कुछ ख़त्म किया पीछे से, दूसरा घर वालों को छोड़ा सारा ये. लेकिन ये है कि अब उसके बाद मेरे जो साथ मेरे दोस्त थे, जो स्टूडेंट थे मेरे साथ, मतलब जो BCS वगैरह में, वो भी उन्होंने भी वीज़े लिए, लेकिन उन्होंने लिए अपने स्टडी के बेस पे या इमिग्रेशन वगैरह कराई. आज वो मेरे से डबल पे ले रहे हैं, ठीक है, और ऊपर से वो बेफिक्र होके बेखौफ होके वो फिरते हैं यहाँ पर.
Eventually, illegal immigrants are caught. It is through a combination of intelligence gathered from local community, from police and agencies working in that area. According to the new rules, employers can be charged a fine of up to £25,000 and 2 years in prison for employing someone without legal documents.
I know of some people who've lived here for 8, 10, 12 years and still trying to obtain legal documents. This does not happen in the United Kingdom. So if you're an illegal immigrant, as you enter, the longer the time goes on, the worse it gets, and you have to hide. You can hide, you can run, but you can't hide forever because the law will get you.
Once caught, they are brought to the detention centers in special vans, handcuffed, sometimes even in leg restraints. The dream further shatters into a million pieces. The UK of their dreams fades away further, and the reality looms large. There are bare walls, small cells, and unfamiliar faces.
Detention centers aren't a nice place, and particularly now with private companies operating them, they give them the basic food, basic rights, and they're locked up, basically. I mean, you're in a prison, and do you really want to be there?
The rooms keep getting smaller, and the walls draw nearer. The appeal for stay and asylum claims can be rejected. The verdict is often deportation back home.
If a person is willing to leave voluntarily, that's what we encourage that person to do. And in fact, the majority of people who are asked to leave because they have no status here will actually do so. So therefore, they make their way to the airports and return back to their home country. So that's the first line we'll take, where people refuse to cooperate and make it quite clear they will not leave willingly, then we decide to take enforcement action against them. And ultimately, that will require people to be detained and then moved forcibly.
Those who are caught are now regularly being deported back to Pakistan, dejected, angry, and disillusioned. Muhammad Arif was deported to Pakistan after spending months in detention. He is now back to his old business of selling milk after wasting 14 lakh rupees.
सब कोई बेच बूझ के कोई किसी से उधार उठाए, उधर से पैसे उठा के सब कुछ मैंने वो जंट को दे के तो बाहर चला गया। उधर मीट शॉप पे मैंने काम किया, कुछ 3-4 महीने मैंने काम किया उधर, फिर उधर रेड पड़ गई, मैं पकड़ा गया। इतना पैसा लगा के गया हुआ इंसान और उधर रहे तो परेशानी परेशानी है, घर में भी परेशानी, उधर पकड़ा गया है, इतना पैसा लगा के गया है।
The real question is, why this mad drive of risking everything in order to get to the UK?
I believe that there's a myth that life in the United Kingdom is much better than in Pakistan or in other parts of the country. And I think that's a myth that people in the smuggling trade actually encourage. If you come into England and you are an illegal immigrant, then you live on the fringes of society. You are not you're not accepted as a main person in that. You don't have access to healthcare, you don't have access to employment, and you will be removed. So that threat is always hanging over you.
But for some, even this is not the final journey back home from the UK. There are those who come to the UK, living on the fringes of society, are never accounted for when they live, and even when they die. A nameless grave at the edge of a graveyard is all that is left.
Don't do it. You will be caught and prosecuted. You may waste a lot of your precious money. You could even lose your life. Some illegal migrants have lost their lives. Just do it the genuine way. Be honest when you make your application. The staff at the visa application centres are there to help you, and our visa staff are very experienced. They will spot if you try to lie to them. And if a migration agent suggests that you need to pay him, don't listen to that. You shouldn't pay anything other than the visa application fee. If you are concerned about possible fraud or illegal activity, you can ring our hotline in Islamabad.